What's up, YouTube? It's Louis here. Hope you're all well. Back. Just had some problems with Google AdSense, which is YouTube basically. They wanted tax reports from everyone to make sure that they're not from America, that they're not working in America if they're non-resident of America. They wanted insurance numbers, they want social security, but I'm not from America, so I'm like, what the hell do you want that for? But it's all sorted now. Then they said, oh, it's going to take up to 3 to 5 days to get your account monetized again. Then I got an email just now saying it's going to take 3 weeks to verify your address to receive payments. And now, randomly, my channel is monetized again. So, crazy turn of events. Because earlier today I thought it was going to take 5 days. Then an hour ago I thought it was going to, or not even an hour ago, 20 minutes ago I thought it was going to take 3 weeks, and now I just refreshed YouTube and it's monetized again. So hopefully they don't demonetize me again. But yeah, let's get on with Bitcoin. Please like, subscribe, and comment. And yeah, we got that weekly close, didn't we? Had an amazingly bullish weekly close. Few things that I want to make you guys aware of. Like yesterday, talking about how the Fear and Greed Index already back at greed for the first time this year. Every single time prior, it's gone to neutral. It's then gone back down to extreme fear. So for me, I'm not saying Bitcoin's going to dump from current price. Bitcoin is in a target to 56k. I'm just going to tell you guys that once we do eventually dump, this is going to be another scare where everyone's going to say, oh, bear market, this, that. It's going to take a few months to get out of. And when it does come, because as you can see now, we're starting to get a bit overextended. What's happening here is looking a bit like what was happening here, and I told you along the whole way up, because we weren't confirming any of these as supports, we fell straight through them as if there were holes in them. So the same thing, unfortunately, here. Since we broke out of this double bottom, we've had no pullback. So since this low, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 today. We can't really count today, but if today's close is green, this will be the 8th green day in a row. Very similar to this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. On the 8th day was red. So 7 days was just straight up. What is this looking like to you guys? For me, it's reminding me of this, where we were up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days of up before we got our first red candle. So we're literally doing the exact same thing here. And every single time we got a correction, or at least a dump before another pump and then a correction. So over here, how long did this last? Let's see. 3 days, bottom was 5 days. So if we start dumping now, something like this, where we then have another crazy push like what we saw. So maybe have this quick dump like that and then continue all the way to our 56k target, and then we start correcting back down literally to where we just came from. Something like that. This is what I think is going to happen. And on this dump, wherever it happens from, this massive dump could happen from here and we dump like this. I don't know, no one knows. I just know, and what I've been noticing is that the sentiment has been changing very fast on Twitter. And even in my chat, people saying, when's the next long? When's the next short? Everyone's just getting a bit too overexcited, in my opinion. Nothing wrong with that. It's just, in my mind, every time I've seen this in the past, it's been a time where Bitcoin goes and humbles you. Just speaking out of experience, because exactly what's happened to me. Winning trades, getting overexcited. Let's get into the next trade to make even more money, not taking time away from the market, and then getting humbled by Bitcoin. So of course, after 8 straight days of up, let's check from this bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 plus 8, 16 days with no this for me is not a significant pullback. So 16 days without a significant pullback. This is why I think that we need to pull back. I want it to happen right now, because the earlier it happens, the better. It means that the dump will be smaller. The longer this continues for, the bigger this next dump will be. So that's why I just wanted to get it over and done with. And that's why I personally haven't bought since we've broken out, because I just think, yeah, we're getting to overextended. Look, when we broke out, we closed immediately right there. So for me, I was like, I'm not going to long this anymore. Since we've just closed right there, I'm not going to long this. I'm going to wait for a pullback. Obviously, I'd like for it to come now. One thing that we need to do is confirm this bullish cross, guys, because until you confirm it, it's not confirmed. Until you confirm it, there's that risk that we just fall through it, basically. We don't want a situation where we lose these EMAs and then continue lower. We want, obviously, this to consolidate. The longer this consolidates, the higher these drag up. Get that little wick retest, before continuation. This is something that I want to see. So for the moment, if Bitcoin dump right now, of course we want to see this previous resistance held as support, 44.4k. So we of course would like to see that held as support. The longer it takes to come down, the better, because the higher chances this gives the 20 EMA to catch up and obviously meet exactly in that location. But if we dump right now today, you can see you're coming to there, but we're not going to dump right now today, so that won't happen. I think, yeah, if we were to start dumping and it takes a bit, we're going to come back to this region over here. However, one thing that I would say, because we pumped above it without confirming support and breaking this resistance and this resistance without confirming that support, even this one down here, I think that it's higher likelihood that we could just fall through it. And if we were to fall through it, here is the support that, in my opinion, we can't afford to lose. This previous double bottoms neckline is an area, in my opinion, that we can't afford to lose. You can see when we got above it, it was resistance, we got above it, found our new resistance, come back down to support. So it was in this area here, or if we're closing below this area again, what happened when this was resistance? You came back down to that. So if we're closing below this red line at 45.8k with a daily close, then we would be coming back down to that 41.8k area. And that's if we're closing below 45, and of course the 44.4k. So this is the area for me that Bitcoin can't afford to lose. Of course, we can just dump back down to 44.5 and then continue. Just wait a second. So yeah, on our way to 56k right now. Just want to make you guys aware that I'm not in a trade to 56k at the moment. I took this trade from here to here, but now we're out. And then I'm just waiting for a daily time frame, on the daily time frame, for a significant pullback, because in my opinion, 8 days of straight up or 16 days without a significant pullback is just getting a bit too vertical for me, and I think that we would need a reset. And then of course, obviously we don't know if this is the top, but let's just do some guesswork. So if this is your bottom, this is your top of the pump, you can see you can come down as low as the 618, which is the exact area which I just gave you. So we are allowed to dump back down into here, maybe get a wick retest of this ascending support, and then we can continue. We're not in the clear yet, guys. That's what I just want to remind you. I think that over the last, since we've broken the 44.4k resistance, maybe 3 days, everyone's just forgotten what's happened over these last 4 or 5 months. And that's scary to me. That's scary because it's basically opening up the chance for Bitcoin to go and humble people. The fact that in the last 3 days, we've completely changed. Everyone that was bearish, no longer bearish. Everyone's bullish, extremely bullish. Everyone's just longing, leverage longing. Everyone's just buying everything. So of course this retail FOMO will push price up. I'm not disagreeing with that. We are in a target to 56k. I'm not in disagreement with that. I'm just saying that we need a pullback very soon. I would prefer a pullback before we reach this target rather than a pullback after we reach this target, because if we're getting to 56k without a pullback, you can see this is just getting way too vertical, and the dump that would come after this would be absolutely ridiculously disgusting. And if we're coming back down to these lows down here, that is your confirmation of the bear market. So we really, really, really don't want this pump to happen fast, because the faster this happens, the higher likelihood this can become a bear market scenario. We want this to take long. Unfortunately, that's correct. We want it to take long. We want to have pullbacks along the way, because if we're not having a pullback and then we reach our 52k to 56k area, that is going to be, we could already be in that dead cat bounce scenario, because it's the 050 push, exhaustion, come back down, one last pump, and then bear market, or go as high as up there. Basically, the biggest statement for Bitcoin to do is not even reclaiming the 0618. If we're closing a daily candle above 58.9k and we can then consolidate above the 786, along with above the 786, you invalidate this dead cat bounce scenario. So we need to get above the 786, we need to hold it as support, and then see you later, alligator. That is when I could say with 100% confidence, and we know nothing is 100%, but I'm going to say 99.9% confident that once we are above the 786 and we're holding the 786 as support, we won't see these lower prices down here again. We'll just continue up. So that's pretty much it. Please like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll catch you in the next. Guys, here are the crypto packages. If you think you have what it takes to stay disciplined and consistent over the next 3 to 6 months, then I'm more than happy to help you 10x your learning curve. So you can already be a complete beginner, or you can be advanced. It doesn't matter. I'm here to turn you into a self-sufficient trader that doesn't need anyone else's guidance by the end of it. I even had to pay over £10,000 to get all this information. That includes scams, scam signals where I lost 3k, scam master account management where I lost 5k, scam pyramid scheme companies for bad courses. Then I found my mentor and I had to pay over $2,000 for just a 2-hour mentorship lesson. What you guys are getting for £650 is access to the chat until the top of the market. So if the top of the market is a year away, do 1 year times 40. So you're definitely getting your money's worth. You also get the course included in the mentorship, and I'll actually not just do a 2-hour lesson with you. I will stay here for a month period to make sure that you become a self-sufficient trader by the end of it. So if you're interested in this, head over to my Twitter, Louis_crypto, to the pinned post and message me there. Thank you guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.